I'm here at Gatehouse Administration Center with Superintendent Garza. Welcome.
Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you too. I think you're going to give our viewers an update on our budget. It is a process that begins in the fall, and now we're into March, and we're going to be moving forward until the end of May when our school board adopts the final budget. Last we left our viewers, the school board was looking at your proposed budget. They have since adopted it. Were there any changes?
Yes, we're in the final stretches of the development of the fiscal year 15 budget. I'm very grateful to our school board. They did adopt the budget that I proposed on January the 9th. It was a unanimous vote. We've been very involved and engaged in the community with regard to how we structure that budget. It wasn't developed in isolation. But I think we've been very honest and straightforward about the challenges that we have today. Certainly we've experienced lots of budget challenges in the previous years, and then moving forward those challenges will continue. So I'm very grateful that our community has become engaged. It's very, very important that these conversations continue around how do we keep our schools great and how do we make sure that they have the resources they need to continue to provide the high quality programming that I know our parents appreciate and certainly our community also values. And I think now's the time for our community to really weigh in, because we have some very important decisions that our Board of Supervisors will be making around how much money they allocate to our schools. The current advertised budget that the executive Ed Long has presented demonstrates only a 2% increase for our school system, and that falls woefully short of what's necessary and really, really needed for our school system moving forward.
And our school board requested what percentage?
We have requested a 5.7% increase to the transfer. The reason that's important is we really needed an 8% increase, but we recognized that we couldn't expect the Board of Supervisors to do that much heavy lifting in terms of those significant increases. But we've had a lot of new significant cost drivers on the system that we feel we need help with, and without that help, to be able to develop that balanced budget and meet those financial demands, we'll have to continue to cut throughout our system. And we've come to a point where we can no longer continue to cut and not experience an effect on student achievement and on our overall operations as a system.
Right. So some of those significant cost drivers were retirement increases?
Yes, we've had significant, for the fiscal year 15 budget, as required by state law, we have to pay a greater share of the benefits for retirement for our employees. That will go up by over $37 million, just the one item. And I would point out that the 2% increase that's reflected currently in the advertised budget is only $34 million. So that 2% will not even cover that one increased cost to the system. Plus we have enrollment costs as we grow, as we're a rapidly growing school system by over $25 million a year. Plus we have structural deficits within our system, rising healthcare costs, and the need to better compensate our employees so that we can keep our best teachers and our best employees all throughout this system.
Right. Now we had some encouraging news from the Board of Supervisors, which took action last week on the maximum advertised tax rate. Tell us about that.
Yes, we're very pleased. Now they have experienced some increased revenue at the county level. I wish more of that had been allocated toward the school system, but I'm very appreciative of the fact that they did advertise a 2-cent tax increase, which at least enables the conversations to continue throughout the community. So there potentially would be some revenue available to us. But on that note, they really need to hear from the public, because it does take a lot of courage to even consider a tax rate increase. So if I would employ our community, if they feel strongly about our schools and continuing to keep our schools great into the future, we do need for them to convey their support.
Now there's another variable that we're watching, and that's the action from the General Assembly at the state level. What's going on there?
Yes, there have been the House and Senate both have moved forward budgets. The governor also has a budget. All of those do reflect an increase in revenue for Fairfax County Public Schools, which is great. We won't know the final number for some time because they have other issues that they're debating right now if people are following that. But we do expect somewhere around $27 to $29 million of additional revenue. It's my position, and I feel pretty strongly on this, and I've conveyed this on January 9th when I presented the budget, that if I had known there were going to be some additional monies available to us from the state, I wouldn't have cut as much. So I think it's important for our school board and our community to note that if we get that additional money, we believe it's in the best interest of our school system to restore cuts to the extent we can, those cuts that directly affect classrooms and our students. So we hope we're in a position, and again, that assumes a 5.7% increase to the transfer. But if we do get that, plus the additional state revenue, we would use those dollars to restore the elementary class size, our needs-based staffing, which deploys additional resources and staffing to our neediest schools, our AP IB fees for students so that we ensure the quality program that we have now remains. And we'd like to propose some additional resource for our small schools.
Now, what can citizens do at this point in time to get involved in the budget process?
They can go online, and both on the county website and on the school system website, they can see a detailed listing of the dates ahead where they can engage and let their voices be known. Are times for them to sign up. I believe April 5th is one of the dates to sign up at the Board of Supervisors, should they wish to do so. But it's never too late to send an email or to call a supervisor and indicate support for the school systems. So I really think now is the time to weigh in, but certainly it would be nice to see support as we move through the process. That's what this is all about. A government where the citizens are involved and engaged and helping drive some of the decision making.
Great. Thank you so much for the update, and we'll encourage our viewers to go to our website to get more information.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.